Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to go over my previous World Arena teams in which I got the first place. So these are the teams that I have used in the past, so which means Lucifer is not included, so my Lucifer is currently benched because I didn't really bother remaking the teams, but I will do that after this video because I wanted to showcase the teams that I used to get the first place in the World Arena. The first team is the one that I showcased on shorts and both in the Ethereals masterclass video, so it's basically the 3 or rather 4 Glorians because my Bahamut is transcended. So the logic of this is because Arcane Dorbella and Elisha have insane scaling and insane sustain, they only really truly need the CC immunity from the Glorians to have basically a way to survive the first 2 to 3 rounds and get the snowball going, because the way that Arcane Dorbella works with her paralyze effect is she will make all enemies perma-CC'd, Doom's Relic and freeze or any other CC from the scissors that will get transferred to the enemy team. You also have better CC with Bahamut, Elisha freeze and also Wuzetian Steel. So it's all about scaling and freezing enemies until you basically kill them. You have Yorm to increase the sustain and skill damage of Arcane Dorbella skill, and overall this team is one of the strongest teams. To an extent it even beats Avengers teams. So overall a really strong team, and I would suggest everyone to run this or other some version of it. The team 2 is a weird team that you have probably not seen in before, but it's basically based around Sourceborn Marina and 2 Phantom Illusion heroes. So we have Hades to steal enemy, so we have Hades to eat enemy, we have Shank to steal enemy, we have Behemoth which increases the speed of our allies members, which means our Phantom Illusion will go first. That means enemy is already down 2 heroes, and then we have Ayushta to double the actions of everyone, especially great when paired with Marina and her hard demon and the splash damage from Marina, which works amazingly. We have 3 dooms for the reflect, we don't have monarchs for the sustain because this team doesn't need sustain, and if they die we have the Python's mirror to revive them, especially Behemoth that gets revived and then applies stun every time and gives your team the stats. Sourceborn Marina just makes enemies disappear basically and gives us Phantom Illusion immunity on top of everything. This team overall, really strong team, shouldn't be underestimated. It's really one of the stronger teams currently in my testing and in my seeing how it performs. Then we have the Relics, the Scepter to remove any kind of CC, and Kusanagi to improve the damage of the Marina and all of her action, because she's mostly the only true DPS in this team, and then Hades is the second one. So overall, insane sustain, insane damage, insane CC, and pretty much really hard to kill. The artifact that I'm using is the Holy Shield Month for even better sustain, and for the first team we use the Ethereals attack increase, obviously for the Arcane Dorbella. The team 3 is the best version of the Mystifiers currently. This is your best version of Mystifiers that you can play. I think I went over this in the Mystifiers class. This is the only true Mystifiers team because it's the strongest. If you have X Gaia, that's 7 Mystifiers, which is amazing but not unbeatable. Probably will do someday in the future if they make the Transcendence course more available. But this is just one of the strongest Mystifier versions. Not one, but the only one pretty much. The relics that I'm using is the Nether Flame or the Underworld Key for the instant stun energy, and which basically procs Gleipnir with the pairing of this relic. This relic isn't all that necessary, it's just a filler to proc the Gleipnir instantly. We have insane actions from Tsuki, Gaia, and Bastet pets, and yeah, overall a really strong team. Obviously we are using the Mystifier's attack increase, and this team can perform amazingly, but it can also lose very hard. It's pretty RNG depending on the ape and depending on what team it faces. The fourth team is the team that I used for the Avengers, so 5 Phantoms, 5 Avengers, basically Narissa carry with Hela attack increase. I don't think Janna should be in position 1, that was a mistake. It should be Hela because she should get hit the most, so she applies the stun to the enemies, and Althea should probably be in position 2 because it's safer than position 4. And yeah, Narissa position 3 to do damage. We're using this rally combo that I explained in the past, so chest to instantly proc the Magatama, because if you don't proc Magatama, the last words effect will not proc, so you have to proc Magatama. This is absolutely necessary. And then a random filler relic. This relic is not important, but since chest makes relics procs twice, I'm using Umber Storage to give additional HP and fortitude to the team. As for the relic, I'm using the burst round 1 in case Narissa decides to scale, but I don't think this is the ideal relic. You can use something else, something like position 3 attack increase, so to even further boost your Narissa. Team 5 is a filler team that is basically 5 Phantoms, 4 Dooms, Elmer with legendary runes to apply Divide and be the main DPS in position 3, Dahlia Cleopatra to swap and give team a massive attack boost, and then to rely on Doom's Reflect from the relics and from the base Reflect, basically killing them on a Reflect instead of the team doing the damage. Otherwise, this team is not really great. It's a filler team that can sometimes beat their mid teams, but more often loses to the stronger teams than themselves, so you shouldn't really rely on this team winning a lot. For the relics, we are using the cheesy relic damage strat, so basically all of these relics do insane relic damage, and there's no real way to proc them all, but yeah, it is what it is. Currently I'm using the Doom's attack increase because it's the way that I'm playing these Doom's versions, basically all in attack and hope the Reflect kills them. For the Avengers, I use these Avengers. These are the strongest Avengers currently. Hecate is the filler hero. She's not really necessary in here, but I liked her DPS outcome, so I used her and thus achieved the rank 1 because not a lot of people run Hecate, which is understandable. She's a hit or miss hero. She either eliminates entire enemy team or she basically doesn't. It's a pretty iffy hero, so I'm using 7 Avengers with Primordial Agdina. Providing sustain to Aphrodite is one of the deadliest combos in the game right now, because what's worse than giving a Phantom Illusion hero immortality? There's literally nothing worse. This team really just simply is hard to beat. Just 7 Avengers is insane. But now with Lucifer it's kind of doable, so no team is really safe with Lucifer, or rather against Lucifer. Lucifer kind of makes beatable any team because of the way she works with her seal and because of the way, not seal, but the sealing of positions, and because of the way she decreases the attack. Only Aphrodite can, from my testing, only Aphrodite can actually counter that with her own purify, with her own scaling. So only she's the one that can outscale the Lucifer stat still, but every other hero is basically not in the position to do that. As for the relics, I'm using the spear just to proc the Excalibur as fast as possible. I'm using Excalibur so my Aphrodite can crit and deal insane damages to enemy team. And then we are using Hand of Tyr to basically just give ourselves shields and reset the relics and proc the Excalibur again, because proccing Excalibur multiple times does stack it and has chance to stun enemy teams. As for the artifact, I'm using the Avengers attack increase. Then Team 7, one of my favorite teams, honestly. It performs magically, but it's quite heavy investment. It's 5 protectors with Ethereals and Valiantors. So 3 Vals, 3 Ethereals. It's basically Wukong Odin. I have explained this in my tournament teams. It's the same team, so Banner instantly procs Cauldron, which then swaps Wukong and then sees immunity from the Planar Gate, and Bind from Karnak. And yeah, I explained the entire interaction in that video. So yeah, you know already how it's working and why it's working. It's amazing team, one of the better teams in World Arena that I have played with. The 8th team is a weird one. You have probably never seen this. It's Pandora with Mulan. Mulan follows up the extra actions. We have extra action from the Ashes increasing in ultimate. We have extra action in the telescope and instant proc of Cauldron to increase the sustain of this team. Bind from Vittoria and as well increase shields after kill, which benefits Audrey. Audrey to steal the holy shields and apply burn on the enemies because she's in the same line with Mulan, and then Pandora to do the same. As for the artifact, I'm using the increased burst in round 1, which benefits Pandora and Audrey. So it's basically a burst team that relies on killing them fast. If it doesn't, it will get outscaled easily because there's no real scaling in this team. And the last team is Dooms with Lilith. Lilith is here because she's basically immortal, so with Doris she will be a reflect bot, sustaining and basically not dying. We have Arthur and Leviathan, but this team shouldn't be really a threat. It's not that good of a team. I will probably remake it now with Lucifer and other heroes that I currently have on the bench. But other than that, the logic was to simply have Lilith be a reflect bot that doesn't die and scales up and dies. So basically the logic is to have Lilith as a reflect bot that doesn't die, scales up and wins on that, or Arthur that scales up, but it doesn't really happen anymore. Leviathan is here to have higher odds of beating them because of the reflect on their own skill. For the relics, I'm using the classic Dooms combo, which is the Soul Binding Lance into the Tempest Hammer permanent stun and into the Famine Scale, which increases the HP and heals us up. For the artifact, I'm using the stun at the start of the round, help the team basically scale up. I have a lot of good relics currently on the bench that are new ones, so I haven't had a chance to update the teams, which I will be doing later, and probably make a video on that as well. So these are the teams that I used to get the rank 1 in the World Arena, and see you guys in the next one.